Good evening, everyone. My name is TJ Rinaldi. I'm your District 6270 trainer. With me is our District 6270 Public Image Chair, Ebony Sally. Hello, Ebony.
Good evening, everyone.
And what we are going to be doing tonight is taking you through a tutorial of social media, public image, tools, tips, and everything in between. Ebony is going to take you through, and then you'll be able to answer questions live. I do have all of you muted right now, okay? You will be able to raise a hand or ask a question as Ebony's presenting by using that panel that should be on the right side or left side of your screen. And I'll be in the background after I hand the presentation over to Ebony. I do, though, want to mention before we get going and hand it off that at any time, please watch your emails from our district administration. Also, be a frequent visitor over at Rotary6270.org, as you'll be able to see a calendar and all the different webinars that we have to offer you, all the different ways we can use technology to help you get the information you need to run your club better, hold your office better, what have you. And I'm enjoying something to drink right now. I've got a Heineken, and I hope the rest of you have some water or soda or Heinekens or wine or whatever you like. And we'll have a little bit of fun with this. We had a number of people registered, about just over 60 people, and about a third of you are already logged on. So I'm kind of burning a couple minutes here, going over some housekeeping items as more people chime in. I will be handing over the reins here to Ebony. It's going to take a couple of seconds, and so I'll be doing that now. She's going to take over. You'll stop seeing my screen, and you're going to see Ebony's screen. It's going to come up momentarily here. We'll just wait on that. And by the way, the recording of this webinar will be posted tomorrow at some point on our YouTube channel. You just go to YouTube and search for Rotary 6270, and there it will be. All kinds of videos for you. I will let you know that the next webinar after tonight is going to be on March 15th, and that will be, I believe, a secretary's webinar, but you could check Rotary6270.org for those details. And I see that we can see the maximizing your social media PowerPoint brought up, and we're going to hand it over to Ebony. Thank you.
Thank you so much, TJ. Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for joining the webinar tonight. I thank you for your continued commitment to the growth of Rotary. I think it takes an entire team to make our district great, so thank you all. I'm Ebony Sally. So for some of you, I've had the distinct pleasure of meeting in person. To others, I can't wait to meet you. I'm the 2017-2018 Public Image Chair for the district. And again, I'm thankful to be a part of 6270 this year, and really excited to share Rotary's overall theme with everyone that is connected tonight. The purpose of our webinar tonight is to go over a few pieces. So the first is really the importance of social media. So I know by now you've heard over and over again how important social media is, but we'll drill down into what that means and how that makes our lives easier. We'll discuss two distinct platforms tonight so that hopefully it takes away some of the scariness out of social media. We'll talk about what those audiences on those platforms expect and really how to make our lift a little bit easier, how to deliver content, what that means, what people are expecting, how we drive engagement. So positive energy builds from the ground up. So how do we get people to take our mission, embrace our mission, share our mission? And then how do we increase awareness of Rotary as a whole? So some people don't know what Rotary is. How do we share our story? How do we increase the speed at which our good news travels? And then finally, I will leave you with some resources to make your lives a little bit easier and to make our sharing easier. So that's really what we'll go over in this webinar. Of course, as TJ mentioned, Please raise a hand if you've got questions, but we will have about 10 or 15 minutes at the end of the presentation to answer questions, and you can ask me some real-time questions that you've got. So what is it that public image does? What is the purpose? Our goal is to strengthen the Rotary brand, so that when people think of Rotary, I had a conversation with a gentleman today in connecting with my club in North Shore, and he was like, well, tell me a little bit more about what Rotary is and what you do. So we want everyone to know what the Rotary story is, and so our overall goal is to strengthen the Rotary brand. That means one wheel, one color, one accord. That's our goal. Actions, how do we do that? Having a camera, which everyone has a phone. I'm positive that everyone's got a device nowadays. Have a camera ready at every event, every activity that you are hosting, a member of, joining, or happen to stop by. Share the good news, have fun, and we'll talk about what hashtags are, but hashtags are a way for us to become social and to let people discover what it is that we do. All of that's to say, we want people to say, I want to be a part of that group. Okay? That's our end goal. So if you only write down one outcome, is that we want people to say they want to be a part of our group. So there are a ton of resources that are available for us on Rotary Club Central, but everything is visual. You'll notice that the pieces that are up on your screen now are photos and very, very little text, because social media is visual. So we'll start with having graphics that are compelling. A snapshot of graphics here. Like I said, we'll discuss what these are and where you can get your hands on these later. You'll see one of the pictures here on your screen is of the trip with Friendship Exchange. So if you haven't had a chance to take a look at the district page, check out Jeff and Julie's adventures in India. Very, very cool. So I'll give you the first piece of homework here as we're looking at these photographs here. Your first task is to designate one or two people from your club that can take on this task of your public image. It's definitely something that takes dedication. You need to have someone who is aware that images matter. So designate one person or two people to take photos and videos of all of your events, and then give them access to your Facebook page. Okay. So we'll move on to platforms and expectation. Each platform on social media, people expect something very specific with each platform. So the interaction needs to be different with each. Now, there's a new platform born every single day, so I won't get us bogged down into that. We'll only deal with two, but our approach for these two needs to contain these three components that you see up on your screen. We have to build awareness. So everything that we're doing is meant to build awareness. We want to engage community. So we want our messaging to be questions. We want our engagement to be things that people feel like they should answer, and it should be a call and response. And then the last thing is we want people to engage with us and partner with us. So this is where your sponsors for your events will look to see how cool we are as an organization and want to increase that partnership. So I said we'd only discuss two particular platforms today, and those two platforms are Facebook and Instagram. Okay, so we won't get into Snapchat yet. We won't get into the next new scary piece of social media yet. We'll just stick with those two, Facebook and Instagram. And the reason we'll stick with those two is that's where everyone is. Roughly 3/4 of Facebook users and half of Instagram users use these sites at least once per day. I want you to write that down, so I'll take a minute to let you write that down. Most of the people that use Facebook and Instagram use it once per day. That means as I have my phone here that's never too far out of reach, it's always there. We get the opportunity to be in the pocket of our members, our potential sponsors every single day, at least one time a day. And if you're like me, You don't go more than like 10 minutes without checking your phone. Facebook is the most widely used, especially with our demographic. So we might not be targeting the teen group. We might not be targeting the early 20s, but most of our demographic is online and they are on Facebook. So how do we capitalize with using Facebook? Short messages and creating our events. So I want you to think about how many events you have per year that you're promoting on Facebook. I'll pick on Elkhorn. They had a great event here this past January, and they were promoting that on social media. So I found out about the event by logging on to our district page. So as you're creating content, keep it short and sweet, about a minute. Less than that is also great. Here's an event. Here's what we're doing. Keep it short, but make sure you create an event on Facebook. So we'll use our Q&A time for me to dive into that and show you how to do that. In video, so we all have the opportunity to take your cell phone and create a video. You can post that directly to your Facebook page, and that's a perfect way to engage your audience. Instagram. So Instagram is still relatively new, but it is a way for us to reach people by graphics. So great photos, short text, videos that are aesthetically pleasing is the way to reach people on Instagram. It's very similar to Pinterest if you've used that, but it allows you to search for things by the way they look. So if I'm looking for organizations that have service, like our tree planting, it gives us a great way to type that into the search bar and search for those things visually. Some of the other platforms that are out there, we won't get into them too heavily tonight, but we've got YouTube. So TJ has been really great with creating a channel for us on YouTube. So if people are asking what it is that we do, you can send them there. It's definitely content driven, lots of information. So people who might be looking for initiatives and information on initiatives would find a ton of information there. Twitter and LinkedIn are two other great platforms. I'm a heavy user of LinkedIn just because it skews more toward the business side. So I'm able to share things from Rotary clubs around the world with my business contacts. So these three platforms really speak to audiences looking for expertise, looking to build a community in the professional public space. So that was a lot. How do we harness all of that information and plug that into something that we can use? First and foremost, each of your clubs need to decide what your story is. When were you chartered? Who are some of the members that have gone through your club? Share that. Who are some of your members now? How long have they been members? Share that. We all have access to Club Runner. We all have access to the district website, meaning we can pull information from that. Let's make an agreement to post that on our Facebook, tweet if you have Twitter, and share those on our Instagram pages. One thing to note here is, in order for social media to work, we need people to take the message and share it and spread it. We do that by linking activities with our district. So in your notes right now that you're diligently taking, I'm positive, I want you to put a little pound or hashtag, and I want you to write District 6270, and then another hashtag or pound sign, Rotary 6270. Lastly, I want you to put the @ symbol, Rotary 6270. Each time that you post on your Facebook pages, if you plug in that Rotary 6270, you'll be able to connect with the district live. So I'm going to show you what that looks like here. I'm going to bounce over to my internet, and I'm going to type in facebook.com/. Rotary 6270. And I'll wait for my internet connection. And it'll pull up the district page, slowly but surely. Let's see, do I need to close some of my windows here? Here we go. And let me, there we go. So here's our district Rotary page. So it will keep a list of everything, again, still slowly loading here, everything about our district. We've got the abouts. And you'll notice here the @ symbol, Rotary 6270. That's how people will find us. So let me give you an example of what this looks like in real time. If I go to my Facebook page, sorry guys, didn't know it would lag this much here. Bear with me for just another second. I see some folks going in and liking the page, so we'll take this little intermission here while my internet is catching up. If you haven't gone on to the Facebook page and liked it, please do that. So facebook.com, and then you plug in Rotary District 6270 in your search bar. Let's see if I can open up a new screen here in the meantime while that's loading. Now I'm assuming that it's my online webinar that's slowing me down this much this evening, but nonetheless. Let's see here. Here we go. So if I go to my own personal page here, I can make a comment. Hosting tonight's social media webinar with @Rotary 6270. So you see I put the @ symbol there with Rotary 6270. Then I'll put hashtag social media. Hashtag branding. So by having this @Rotary 6270, it will call up connecting with our Rotary page. So let's try this again. You see our page there? So just by adding this and clicking post, this will go live to everyone that is connected with me on social media. Okay, so I'm gonna scroll down here just a little bit. I do have some controls in place, so let me go back and do this again. So I'm gonna post this as Ebony Solid. Just another second here. Here we go. I'm super glitchy tonight. Bear with me, guys. Hosting tonight's social media webinar with Rotary 6270. So there we are again. 6270. There we go. Grammar is important, so I'll go back and change that. I'll put in a hashtag again, hashtag social media, hashtag webinar, hashtag branding, and we'll discuss what all of those hashtags mean. And then let me go ahead and click publish. Now, what will happen in real time as I plug back over to our Rotary page is that a notification will be sent on behalf of Rotary. And you'll see that we can see each time we're mentioned. So what that will do is relay a message, and that can be shared on our main page. So how does this work in real life, in real time? If you have an event and you add the @Rotary 6270, that creates an alert for us, and we're able to share that with all of the district Facebook page likes. Now, everyone on that Facebook page can then share it with their group, which can then share with their group. And now we have numbers and millions of people on our messaging. Okay. So we'll give this a second just to catch up here. So here we are inside the Rotary's Facebook page. We can see that there was a mention of Rotary here tonight. We can also scroll down and see all of the other mentions that the district has had. And so again, it really amplifies our message and allows us to be able to share it, not only with the people who have liked our page, but everyone else who is connected with us. And that's really the gist of social media, being able to share. Now you'll notice that I added some additional hashtags here. Hashtags are now searchable by topic. So if I wanted to go in and search branding, I'll click on that, and I'll be able to see all of the people from really around the world, but especially from my region, starting with my friends and then going out from there. People who have mentioned marketing, anything that has to do with branding. So as you're creating events for whatever service opportunities, be sure to use hashtags, 3 to 5 of them, that work with whatever you're doing. So for example, as we get into the spring and we start to work with our tree planting, we should have hashtag Rotary 6270, hashtag tree planting, hashtag people of action. So all of those things become searchable. If I wanted to take a moment here just to type hashtag Rotary and enter that search, I'd be able to see everyone who has mentioned, posted an event that's related to Rotary from around the world. Okay, so it seems like something that is so innocuous, but to add that really helps us as a district be found online. Okay. So as we're speaking in this and we're telling our story and we're linking now to all of the district page, post your programs, post your speakers. If you've got an amazing speaker that's coming in, just share that. Don't ever feel like you're oversharing. Okay, I think in nowadays, I said we're on our phones at least once a day. We're always checking in to find out things that are happening. Invite your friends to Rotary by posting your programs and speakers. So as you have amazing guests, be sure to Tag your friends in that as well. But here's a little secret. If you tag the local media in your area, more than likely they will at least, at the very, very bare minimum, run the story online. They're also looking for content. Having worked in the news media, they have to feed the news beast as well. So if you're having a hunger cleanup or you're serving in some local capacity, go ahead and tag your local newspaper, your local television station, your local radio stations, and then be sure to tag the district too so that we can follow up with that. Another great way just to share the message on social media. So there are some very, very special components that are required on social media. So usually when I have to turn into the brand police, this is why, because we've somehow missed dimensions or specifications. So let me start from the beginning by saying our logo should look like what's on your screen. It should be either solid white or solid gold or a combination of white and gold. So if you're using the two-tone wheel, it actually has to be replaced, and I can make that really easy for you. Here you'll see the Facebook header. I tried to plug in some of the dimensions there so that you would know how we can use things and repurpose things. So be sure to just jot those down. Again, the webinar will be recorded, so you'll be able to go back and take a look at that. Wall posts. So what is a wall post? Like, what do these even mean, Ebony? Who knows? Let me just jump back here to our district page so I can bring this home for us. Let me type in here, Rotary 6270. There's our page. And here we are. So this header page that I mentioned here in the build your profile section, that's what people see when they land on the page, right? And to make that look neat and clean, that has a particular size. As people scroll down or they're on their phones, this section here is a wall post. Now, Brand Central has been extremely generous with creating all of these assets for us, allowing us to put them all into a folder. You'll see here that our profile picture is the one color wheel. So we have all of these assets at the ready for us to be able to use. If you're looking for something custom, so for example, I'll pick on Elkhorn again. If you wanted a custom graphic to promote an event, just either create an email and send it over with all the details of what you need, or connect on Facebook and say, hey, we'd like to have a custom graphic for that. And we can make sure it meets the specifications and dimensions as necessary so that we've got a really good, clean look. So again, here's what that snapshot of that header looks like. Here's what upcoming events looks like. So as you're creating custom events, go to your Facebook page, create event. You'll be able to plug in all the details and if there are tickets, and then you can share that with everyone else in the district. And I'm always up for a good party. So again, share and share alike. Some tips to do social media really, really well. Change your cover photo often. Every time you change that photo, everyone in your group on your page is notified. So it's a great way just to make another point of connection with your club. Be sure though to always include your logo on that cover, okay? Posting events is another great way to stay connected. And then you can also create a become a member button. So that's another way to feed your membership for your particular club. So just on your personal club page, there are 3 ways to create engagement with your community. A few more ways. add details. So take that one person that's going to be designated to do your social media and require them, gently of course, to add details. So add your mailing address. People can send you mail, people can send you invitations, they can let you know what's coming up in the community. Oftentimes you'll get a free magazine or free publications from your community by just having that address in there. So be sure to add that. Add a long description. So tell people when you were chartered and how many members. And this is a great club for people who are looking for a professional, intimate, small club. Are you a medium club? Explain to people what kind of club you are in that description on your Facebook page. Be sure to add a contact phone number and an email address. And then also add milestones. So is this your 40th year? Take a new member and kind of channel and charter through with their membership. Is this their first full year of membership? Is this their 5th year? Create those milestones, because believe it or not, people will attach to that on social media. So hopefully you do have a few questions on Facebook. Let me check in and see, do we have any hands raised yet? Not yet. Okay.
Ebony, we have had a couple of hands get raised and some questions.
Yes.
One of the questions, and I took the liberty of answering if it's okay, but I think I should mention that someone wanted to know how do we tag the local media, and maybe you can field that for us.
Absolutely. So let's see, let's go back into here. So just as we would, and I will go into my page, and again, you can assume that this is exactly like the district's page. So I'm going to go in and post as, I have quite a few accounts that I manage in social media. So what I'll do here is, I'll type a message. Rotary is an organization. Let's do this. Let's do a service organization dedicated to the community. So I'll type that post. And then remember when I did the @ symbol, Rotary 6270, I can do @CBS 58. And then there's the actual local media. So I can tag them. Or if I know a particular reporter, I can tag them. So I will tag, and I'm going out on a limb here, Mike Stralo. Nope, that must not be Mike's tag there. So let's do Fox 6. That's got to be in there. So again, I can go in and tag those channels. And then when I hit publish, just as it populated for us, it'll populate for them too. We're excited about our tree planting. So I'll do Rotary 6270. So again, it'll populate at the district level. And then I've now tagged Channel 58 and Fox 6, which are my local stations here. I guess just to be fair and not to leave anyone out, let me go ahead and tag ISN as well, and today's TMJ4. We want to keep friends everywhere we can, right? So I'll tag that. And then I'll hit publish, and they'll in real time get a message that Rotary is great and we're having tree planting this spring, and hopefully they'll send a message or at least feature us on the station. Any other questions we had right away, TJ?
No, but I will let people know if it's all right with you, Ebony, that they can unmute themselves. Would this be the time for that, Ebony?
It would be, absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
you can go ahead and unmute yourself if you have a question. Go ahead and ask. You just chime in. If it gets louder, there's background noise with a lot of people. I'll just have to go. Just let you know if you get muted, it's because I did it. Sorry in advance. But yeah, with this many people, sometimes that happens. So go ahead and unmute if you have a question. Otherwise, we can move right along.
All right, sounds good. So we will move on to Instagram, which is still pretty new, but is really powerful with the ability to share visuals, like I said. So when I do presentations locally here, in some other states, I always talk about how everything is visual. I follow Starbucks on Instagram. They don't give any coupons. It's just visual stimulation. So this is the chance for us to share and showcase images of us planting trees, image of us serving meals, and really share what we do in a visual way. So first, let me just pop into Instagram to show you what that's like. I'm assuming that this is pretty new for everyone that's on the webinar. So I'll give you an idea. This is our Rotary International page. And from around the world, we've got 92,000 people that are plugged in. So every time there's a new photo that's posted, it in real time goes out to those 92,000 people. What's also really cool about it is if I am logged into my Instagram page, anyone who has liked an image will also show up on my page. So there have been 1,200, almost 1,300 people here that have liked this image, and I would be able to share that with everyone in my circle. Okay. So that's how Instagram works. Again, it's not a place for a ton of content, meaning written content. It's really, really visual. So how do we make this work at the club level? First of all, we want to create a page for your club if you haven't already. So that should be creating a new Instagram page. You would plug in your club name. So this would be at Milwaukee North Shore. And you add all of your information here. So how your club came to be, designate an email for social media. This is probably one of the biggest pieces of information that you need. Create an email that's just for your social media management. So it won't get lost in the coupons from your favorite store or grocery list from this week. Create an email list that's specifically for your social media and can be monitored as such. Be sure that you're plugging in the one wheel. So that's technically a gold wheel on the blue background. Okay. And then think about what you're posting. Okay. So that person that's designated just for images and keeping their camera everywhere, this is their opportunity to plug in. Let me pop back to this for just a second. As you're posting on Instagram, again, there is no such thing as posting too often, but we'll talk about what most people come to expect on social media. So this should not be overbearing. I'll also give you some tools to kind of program this in so you don't have to sit in front of your computer every single day. You can pick one day of the week, plug everything in for the week, and then just let the software do its thing. So what to post? So outside of these big scary platforms, what to post is probably the second most intimidating thing. I will share this in your toolkit to everyone. So this was actually given to us at the Zone conference. We've got a whole booklet of the things that we should post. So I'll share this after the webinar. We want to look at things and share things that are smart, meaning that Rotary is looking to solve a lot of the social issues, and we want to be sure that our communications share that. Okay. We want to be compassionate, so making sure that the images that we share are relatable, are universal. And I think the words here under the We Are column is that we're thoughtful, and we're sincere. So as we're tackling some of these issues around the world, keep your compassion at the forefront. Persevering. So Rotary has been around a lot longer than I have. And a lot of these problems that are systematic will take some courageous thought behind it. So we have a ton of images that show the work that Rotary is doing around the world and how that relates to us. But Rotary is bold, and our images should be that as well. But above all, so if I had to say there was one that we always want to keep our eye on, it's to be inspiring. That is the reason that I am a Rotarian, is that this is something that's bigger than me, but it takes all of us around the world to be a part of. And I know millennials, that is what is going to grab them and allow our organization to continue on, is to really be inspiring. So we want to look at images that are upbeat. We want to write copy that's hopeful, and we want to continue Rotary for another 100 and another 100 and another 100 years. So let this be your guide into, what do I post? What should I post? What should I not post? Okay. As we're delivering content and we want people to connect, we want them to share, let this be our guide. First, we want to inform. What are we doing? How's polio coming along? How is that initiative? What projects around peace are we doing around the world? We want to inform people. For the group and the organizations that I'm a part of, and for the people who have never heard of Rotary, part of my work is, here's what this group does. Here's the meaning behind the wheel. And this is how we keep the world moving forward in a positive way. So informing people of just what we do is important. We also want to inspire. For some of you that have been to the One Rotary Summit, I talked about my brother-in-law who lives in Eastern Africa, in Uganda, and we have this challenge going on of who plants more trees for Rotary, and who does a run for Rotary, and who's raising the most money. So he's beating me just a little bit, but he's inspirational, and I think we all are. And so when we share that story, we can inspire people to become members, to share, to re-engage. It should also be to persuade. So as we're looking and people are making up their minds about some social issues, especially around peace and water, we want to persuade them to give more and to give back and to be of service. So make sure that some of our posts gently nudge people to donate to the foundation. And then finally, entertain. So we want to have some fun. We want people to take a break from the 24-hour news cycle. And I will tell you, the images from Jeff and Julie were a welcome break in my timeline from news, just to see them having fun. And a part of what we need to showcase is just us having fun as Rotarians. So share a mix of local club material. There, again, are a ton of resources on Brand Central for us to use. So it should be a great mix of the two. Okay. What else to share? Articles, posts. So anytime you see Rotary in the news, I just shared a post this morning of the Milwaukee Club and the work they're doing with blockchain, which I thought was really cool. I shared that on my LinkedIn page. So anything you see related to Rotary, feel free to share that in an article or a post. Please post pictures of your club happenings, so we can all live vicariously through you, but we can join you. So make sure you're sharing those. Infographics. So recent news. I know that polio and where we are with that right now is in the news. So sharing infographics that you might find online allows us to get our message across, as well as any videos that are related to mission. So Julie and Jeff, I'll be looking for more video and more photos from the last Friendship Exchange. So where do we go for all of this great content? Rotary.org. You can search social media. Again, you'll be given resources and some toolkit information to get you started. Partner organizations. So if you take a look at the Rotary page, you'll see some of the organizations we partner with, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. You can use their information as well to create articles. And then tap your members. You would be surprised that the resources that your club members have, and that's one of the things as I'm going from club to club, is meeting everyone and just seeing what they do. And then of course you have your district level members. Use us, use me for your public image. Shoot me an email and let me know what it is you need so we can facilitate that. Now, hopefully this slide will ease a little bit of stress. How often should I post? Share one post every other day is pretty reasonable. More if you like, but I'd say at the minimum, you'd want to share every other day. You can alternate between a photo here, a quote here, an infographic there. So it doesn't have to be the same thing every day. You can share based on what feels right and what you're getting likes on. Curate posts when beneficial. So you know your clubs, you know the posts that people are clicking like on, and you know the posts that people don't like. So you can kind of curve your media based on the feedback that you're getting. When it comes to Instagram, 1 or 2 posts per day, most people expect. But again, if a schedule to start off with every other day, we'll take it. We'll take it. Be sure to incorporate tags, so the @ symbol and then Rotary 6270. I do plan to launch a district Instagram page within the next few weeks, so that will go live, and I'll share that via Facebook so you all can join there as well. It is extremely important that we keep a consistent look and feel. So if you think of Apple and you think of Nike, you always see those brands show up the very same way. So again, our logo right now should be like your lower right-hand corner. Rotary, whatever club you have may take 2 lines, so you may have some copy at the top, copy at the bottom, but your wheel should be solid. Okay, and if you don't have access to the newest one, you can visit Club Central, you can shoot me an email, but we want to be sure we have all updated logos on your club website and for social media. Anything you're printing, brochures, tickets, posters, should all feature that logo. I'll plug up my email address so you can grab that if need be. If you need a customized graphic for an event that you're having, please feel free to email me. The Rotary Brand Center is another, and we'll take a virtual field trip over there in just a second. And then I want you to write down this resource here at the bottom of your screen, Canva. And we'll take a quick look at what that is and what that does. All right, so let's jump over to Rotary Brand Central.
Hey, Ebony, before we move on, there was one question I was wondering if you could field for us. The difference between the hashtag and the @ symbol, when are we using either of those?
You got it. So the @ symbol, you're basically talking directly to someone. So you're saying, hey, @Ebony Solly, I want you to see this. I want you to take note of this. That will actually give me, and let me see if I can go into my notifications actually they're right here. When you use the @ symbol, you actually go into that person's email box, so to speak, on social media. So here inside the Rotary email box, you can see that Ebony has mentioned Rotary. And we've got Brian Monroe, John Henderson. You can see those come directly into the email box on social media. When you use the hashtag, that creates that searchable feature that anyone from around the world who happens to be looking for Rotary or service activities can find. So it's a little more broad and a little less directed. So I just typed in hashtag Rotary, and you can see it'll start with the ones that are close to us, close to home, and it'll work its way out really around the world. So that's the main difference between the two. Using that @ is a direct symbol, and then the hashtag allows it to be more searchable based on topic. It's a great question. Great question. Any other questions come in?
No, that's it for now. I just want to remind everyone you can unmute yourself if you want to.
Excellent. So we'll take a quick view, and I think I might have some slides here from Rotary Brand Central. So let me go ahead and sign in here. Ah, yes, through the magic of television, right? I have these resources already on my computer. So in Rotary Brand Central, you'll find a few items. You'll find our guidelines, what colors to use, when to use which wheel, the versions for print and for web, how your Rotary Club logo should be displayed, what happens when we need it in black and white. So all of these resources are there from a logo standpoint. The fonts that you're using are all listed in Brand Central. We've got stock images available. Okay. So again, this will be in your toolkit that'll be sent out to everyone to use. We've also got ads for our latest campaign, People of Action. And so these ads, you can actually plug in pictures from your club into the ad. Okay, so if this is a picture of us, we can plug that in and we can see that in real time. If we have some time at the end, I'll pull up an ad we made in literally 30 seconds at Shy Zone. So I'll see if I can pull that up here in a second. So they're resources. If you get a call and someone's going to place an ad for your club and you're thinking, I have no idea how to do that, all I have are the dimensions. You can actually go to Brand Central and you can pull down a quality print ready ad. You can plug in your club at the bottom. Let me just move this little toolbar here. You can plug in your Rotary Club at the bottom and then it's ready to go. So really plug and play. And of course, again, I can't reiterate it enough. If you are stumped and you are stuck, please give me a buzz. Okay. So the last resource we've got here is Canva. And I wanted you to jot that resource down in your notes. So Canva is this really cool new service that allows you to make your own graphics. So if you are connected with the Rotary Facebook page, then you will have seen the work of Canva on our page already. So canva.com allows you to plug in Facebook posts, Instagram posts, posters. See, you recognize that? So you can plug in, I would like to make a Facebook cover. See? All right, here we go. It'll give you some great layouts as those will load here to the left of my screen here in just a moment. Slowly but surely. Here we go. So I'll just grab this first one here for the sake of time. I can plug this over and start to design here. It's just taking a little longer. There we go. I can start to type right on this image. Try this again. We'll take off this name because, of course, we have no idea who that is. And I'm just clicking and adding, deleting, take that off. Of course, I would change the brand color and put my logo in here. But again, for the sake of time, I download that by clicking the download button here. I'll save this on my desktop. And I now have a Facebook header that's ready for me to use on my Facebook page. And that took 10 seconds. So if you've got an image that you want to use, you can plug that right into Canva. If you've got text for an event that you want to use, and it's free, we like free. Okay, so that's Canva. Tons of different options for graphics, colors. Just remember to go back to our trusty Rotary guide for colors and how we are to use the logo. Okay. So Canva is a great, great resource. You can't do it wrong. Here's just a quick look at the theme logo, polio logo, and logos that are in use. So if you happen to be taking a look at this slide and notice that your home logo does not look like one of these, the brand police will be on your trail. Be sure to use the hashtag People of Action as our campaign. Show pictures of all of your projects, fundraisers, having fun, of your families, and the Rotary community. Again, feel free to reach out if you need assistance with that. And then I want to leave enough time for questions.
Ebony, we have William Hitman, I see. He asked to be unmuted. William, do you have a question for us?
Yeah. Does Rotary have people checking sites to make sure that people use the proper image, color, and everything?
Absolutely. Myself and Jeff have undergone that task. So out of the 54 clubs that we have, I've had a chance to go through. So about last October, we had, I want to say maybe 20, maybe less than 20 that were out of compliance. Since then, many of them have updated. So right now we have about, I want to say 8 or 9 that still need to be up to date. So we'll just be pushing out the new logos to those clubs so that they can plug them in. But yes, we have a team that's taking a look at those.
So a question I have is, I'm a retired principal from a high school, and I bring a couple of members each week to the meeting. You know how kids like to take graphics, so
Yes.
they'll take that a Rotary emblem, and then they'll make a long streak of it with the right color in front, but all the colors under the spectrum. They're not allowed to do that. Is that right?
They're not. They are
They're
not.
not.
But
All
what I
right.
will tell you is, if we were taking this slide that's up, for example, as long as you've got just a clear space around it, you know, have fun with color, have fun with images, but you just want the area around that logo to be free from graphics.
Well, so the kids start out with a proper colored image of of the Rotary logo, and then they make it fade back, you know, so it fades out, so it looks like a snake, but they use the colors of the spectrum. But the front one, the big one, is the Rotary logo.
Okay. What club are you with, William?
Kenosha, downtown Kenosha.
Okay, I'll take a peek and then I'll let you know. How is
Oh,
that?
well, these are the kids at Lakeview Technology Academy. I'm the retired principal from there. And they were
Oh,
just playing, they were just playing around with it one day. That's all.
okay. Okay. Well, look,
Okay.
are they future Rotarians? Can we bring them into the into the folds? Rotaractors.
Right now, they're busy doing engineering projects, but the reason I bring them there is we hope eventually they understand about Rotary and they come in.
Okay.
So they'll be going off to college, these kids next year, all of them.
All right. Well, we'll need their presence. So hopefully they'll keep joining you. And yeah, I'll take a peek to see if we are all good. But I'm assuming we should be.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you much. Other questions?
Mary Beth Sizer chimed in, Ebony, and said, "You did a great job."
Hi, Mary Beth. You're awesome. You are awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff. Any other questions? Well, like I said, we'll have a little kit. Again, oh, is that a question coming in?
I'm gonna unmute Francis. Francis, I've
Okay.
got you unmuted. Wanted to find out you had your hand up.
Yes, I did. Okay, thank you. Yeah, on the canva.com, you indicated that we could add our own pictures to that. How do we do that? How do we have our own pictures added and not
Sure.
have to use one that's on the sample?
Sure. So let me plug back into Canva. So you can pick one of the graphics that they have here. So I'll take this one with the sunny sky background. All right. Give my computer just a second here to catch up. Here we go. And by clicking that photo in the back, it should tell me to replace that photo. So I'm going to come over here to the Elements tab. It gives me free photos, or here I can upload my own photo. So for the sake of what we're doing here, I'll click Uploads. I'll upload one of the pictures that I've got here from Julie and Jeff's trip. And, we can resize that.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. I didn't see that far left side when you were showing it before.
Yep, absolutely. And then, of course, you can have your logo in there and you can plug that in, and then you just hit download and save those graphics out for months, weeks, quarters at a time.
Okay.
Great question. All right. Any other questions?
Looks like that's everything I've got on my end, Ebony. Is there any last thoughts for people? A number of people have chimed in and said it was worth their time and thank you. And so I'm really, really happy we did this. Is it possible for us to schedule another one of these in the next half a year, maybe quarter, to go over some more information?
You bet. And let me just put this out there. This is what I do for a living, so I love it. So if some of you that haven't chimed in, there are no silly questions. Please reach out. Please use me. This is a part of my vocational service. So please use me for that. And we should make it fun. So again, I say that we want people to look at the things that we're posting. I've had friends who have no connection to Rotary that's like, what's that wheel thing that you're always posting? So our posts matter, and the things that we share matter, and we could be influencing people that don't even know what it is that we do. So thank you all again for your commitment and for joining tonight.
Thank you all, everyone. I am going to end the webinar. You will be receiving an email tomorrow with links to the recording as well as any other information that you may need. So don't ever hesitate to contact us with the district. We are here to help you. Thank you very much. And this is